And I think it's more powerful to hear from somebody who is currently in the grind, doing it brand new, like what, 2 months, Alexis? Like, is it 2 months?
Yes.
Barely. It's so
Yes,
crazy
2
to think
months.
like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, almost feels weird to say it. So I guess without further ado, I mean, I'll just introduce her. So I have Alexis Brown. And for those of you guys who don't know, this girl signed on, like I said, two months ago. And has absolutely skyrocketed. Like when I see her little rank badges and her pictures that go in the chats, I'm like, wait, is this a different Alexis? Because didn't another one just hit 4K? And did another one just hit 12K? And how is she hitting four? Like, I was just like, wait, are there two Alexises that I don't know about? So I definitely want to. So Alexis, how about we do this? How about you preface us? Tell us like what made you want to get started, and what did your first 2 weeks in your VIP look like? Walk us through that part.
So I have actually been thriving for 7 months. I was a customer for 5 months. And it wasn't ever anything I was ever interested in doing was promoting. I just love the product and wanted to do it. I was actually promoting on my own, not because I wanted money, just because I was like, oh my gosh, I love this product. Like, hey mom, you should totally try this. You'll love it. Told my friends, I gave my friends free minis, like, hey, y'all have to try this. This is literally amazing. Um, so what kind of caught my attention actually, and truthfully, is I seen Deanna posting on Facebook that she won a free trip to Cabo. I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe this is something that I can enjoy doing every day, also while benefiting from it financially. So that's kind of where I jumped in at to start promoting. My first 2 weeks was definitely kind of scary because, you're learning everything and you're not really sure how everything works. But I definitely pushed through it and reached out to everyone in my family. I want to say that's mostly how I got through VIP was family. I sent out a lot of minis. I already had a lot of extra product as a customer. So I was able to jump in and give out minis, have people try it, get them on board, make the orders. So yeah.
So you were basically just relentless in what you were doing. You weren't slowing down. You were just going after it like 1,000%.
Right. When I signed up and realized kind of what it was all about, I was putting my running shoes on and I was running. So I haven't stopped actually.
All right. So you've been doing it for 2 months. What rank are you currently right now?
Right now I'm currently 12K.
Okay. And you're probably about to hit 40 not too long from
Yeah.
that, I guess.
I hope so.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. So um what are some things, if you could kind of go back and think about what are like three things that you feel like were the biggest pieces of why you grew so fast, like three things that if you could go back and look at, you'd go, I wouldn't do this differently because these three things just made the game for me.
Okay, so my biggest thing I would have to say is just me actually loving the product. That for me and still now is my biggest seller. Like people know that I genuinely love the product and I'm not just trying to make a sale. So there's that. I was always super genuine with it. I told them the truth on everything that I experienced, everything that you'll go through, whether it's good at first, bad at first. So there's that consistency for me. Like I'm always checking in with my customers, even after they've done a mini and purchased, I'm still checking in on them. So I feel like that with minis, that has helped a lot. Like every single day until they're out, like I will check on them, make sure they're doing it right, make sure there's not something that they need to change. Or sometimes they just feel yucky or nasty the first couple of days. And I just encourage them, keep trying, you'll get through it. So that would probably be my second. And third, mm, being patient. And, you have to be patient. You don't just expect to jump into this and, be a 200K the next day. You really have to work hard for it and just keep pushing. And like you always say in your meetings, plant your seeds. So I kind of like to think of it as that now.
I love that. So you said something about getting on meetings. So do you think, did you hop on a lot of the Zooms at first? Have you always been like a training person or Zoom person, or did you not catch the vision to hop on them till later? What's kind of your experience with that?
Um, Actually, in the beginning, I didn't get on any Zooms at all. Like, I didn't even realize that was a huge thing or think I even needed it. I was like, no, but once I started getting on them, it's very helpful. Like, I have a notebook full of things that I look back and, that you have said or somebody else has said. It's a lot of help. It's more helpful to get on Zooms and hear what other people have to say, what's working for them, especially if you're in a rut and you're kind of stuck, like, what should I do? Definitely hop on Zooms. That's something that when I first started, I didn't think I needed. So,
No, I love hearing that. And thank you for so much for being honest. Cause I was kind of the same way where I feel like I was kind of disillusioned. So I'm like, I'm hitting VIP, I'm hitting 4K and I'm not getting on Zoom. So why do I need them? Right. Like
right.
they're just for people who need all this extra help. But I think as I started to see the value in them and I was getting on them from time to time, even though it might have been a meeting on the same subject, I was always picking up different notes or golden nuggets from the different speakers that were on them. So whether it was the same VIP Zoom or the same Zoom on Cloud Office or whatever it was, they were never the same exact Zooms. I was always finding something new to learn from that was changing my business, that was making me better, making me more confident, giving me more tools. And so I definitely think as someone who was watching your journey that it's definitely evident to see that's probably why, and there's so many other factors, but one of the reasons why you've probably been able to catapult from 4K to 12K to almost 40K so quickly, because that is an indication of what I call of duplication, teaching your people to do the same thing and to get on the Zooms and to duplicate VIP and to lean into their folks. And so I think that that's such a big thing that some people miss is that the Zoom, it's not necessarily about just, yes, taking in information, but it's learning how to help you become more efficient at what you do by training up other people to do what you did so that you're not always having to, literally do everything, and Deanna and Lizzie and Carly and Alicia have been such a great help because, you can utilize them for three-way calls, for
Right.
chats, for answering questions. So tell me, how did you utilize them in the beginning? Did you just kind of run and leave them in the dust? Because I know sometimes that can happen where you're like, I got this, I'm just doing my thing. Did you use them for three-way calls or chats? Like, how did you utilize your upline in the beginning?
So at first I kind of just started out with just Deanna because when I first started, I didn't realize like I have a whole ton of upline people that I can actually talk to about this. So I definitely got with her a lot, probably annoyed her a lot by messaging her a million questions. I still do. I'm sure I annoy her, but that's part of it. So it's okay. But yeah, now I definitely do. I reach out to Alicia, Carly, Lizzie, everyone. I think like 2 days ago, I asked every single one of them the same exact question just to see, like, message them all at the same time just to see who would message back first, or what different answers I got, which I didn't get a different answer, which is good. So yeah. Um, yeah, definitely just little things that I have here and there, I message them.
Yeah, I definitely think it's important to lean into the support that you have because if not, you can experience that burnout pretty quickly and it can
Right.
start to feel unsustainable. It can start to feel like I can't sprint an entire marathon. There's no way I'm going to get to 40, 80, 200K at this pace doing everything myself, not leaning into Deanna and Lizzie and Alicia and Carly or, not getting on Zooms or leaning into, Sister Legs or the team as a whole or anything like that. And so, like I said, I think that's just hearing this might be, really powerful for some people, especially one, knowing that, it's one thing hearing it from me who's done this for 4 years and everyone's just like, well, of course you're going to say that. Of course you're going to say this. But I think hearing it from a new person to say, hey, yeah, I know that they say this a lot, but it really does work. Like they're not just saying it to be like, they want to waste everyone's time or, waste their breath, but because it works. And I think, some of the people that we see who implement these things, we just watch their careers just go like, and so I think you guys need to definitely keep an eye out for Alexis, just because her name is going to be on that rank advancement board. Well, it's more than it already has. I'm not even sure because she's already there for the 12K one. She'll probably be collecting a 40K one too. So I would even say 80K. Why am I even? Let's not even because the pace she's going probably by the end of
Thank
April
you.
going to be 80. So Thank you so much, Alexis, for getting on. And I know, thank you so much, everybody, for bearing with me with all this, like all the curveballs I've thrown today and my all messed up. So I thank you guys so much for your patience and flexibility and for hopping on. So I told you guys I wouldn't keep you long. I just needed you guys to hear this incredible story, to hear her, you know, it's so encouraging. And like I said, I think hearing someone who's so brand new and potentially in a lot of the same boats that you are, it's 100% possible. And hearing how she did it, I mean, again, I don't necessarily think she reiterated something that we don't already talk about, but I think it's very validating to hear from a new person that, yeah, it works. Like all these things they talk about work. And I think if there's anything to take away, it's that she wasn't second guessing herself. It's that she wasn't waiting. She wasn't sitting around. She wasn't debating. She was just flat out going for it at 1,000% full speed. And that's something that we can't necessarily teach you. That's not a skill we can give you. And so if you can cultivate that in yourself, if you can find enough motivation in yourself and determination to do that, that paired with the skills that we give you is absolute magic. And I think that she's most definitely evidence of that, along with probably so many other people on this call right now. So thank you so much, guys, for hopping on. I will let you go and get back to your evening. 7:30, and the reason I was like with this is 7:30 is boot camp. Okay, so we will see you guys back here on Nicole Brandon Zoom at 7:30 for boot camp. So until then, guys, I'll see you later.
Thanks.